Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have a very exciting one for a few different reasons. Behind me, I have the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy 2.5 liter turbo with the new 8-speed torque converted automatic transmission, replacing the former dual clutch. Now I do have a dedicated driving impressions video where I drive the dual clutch and the 8-speed torque converted automatic back to back to give you my driving impressions, so make sure you guys check that video out. Oh, okay. But I also have the new Pecan Brown interior available on the Calligraphy that was formerly only available on the limited trim. So we will be checking out that new interior for the Calligraphy here in today's video. But outside of that, make sure you guys check out the dedicated 2026 changes video where I go trim by trim, tell you all of the features that are being removed and or added across the entire Santa Fe lineup, both for the gas and the hybrid models. But really the Calligraphy got some very minor tweaks. It lost the passenger side relaxation seat for the hybrid. It lost the UV-C sterilization compartment across the board, and it lost the forest green and beige two-tone interior for this new Pecan Brown, which we'll be showcasing in this video. In terms of pricing, it went up about $600 to $700 for the Calligraphy and similar amounts across the rest of the trim lineup, depending on which one that you're looking at. So now that means the Calligraphy gas starts just under $49,000, including destination. This one has several additional accessories on it, which brings the price closer to that $51,000, including destination. So without further ado, let's not waste time and check out this Santa Fe Calligraphy behind me. So the Santa Fe in front of me is finishing the Phantom Black exterior with the new Pecan Brown Nappa leather on the inside. Now, if you're curious about what the three different interior colors look like on the Santa Fe, make sure you check out the side-by-side comparison video I did on a limited just about a year and a half ago. But just note there are going to be some minor trim and material differences between the two, but generally speaking, the seating colors and things like that are going to be pretty much the same between them. Now, starting at the front end of the Calligraphy, this is going to be the exact same design and packaging that we've seen over the last couple model years. So you have your LED daytime running lights and turn signals in that H logo right there. You have a running light strip that does illuminate when the headlights are enabled or the running lights are turned on manually. And then you have your LED projector headlights, both low and high beam in that upper section. No fog lights are available on the Santa Fe lineup, but the Calligraphy does have the exclusive front fascia, which is hard to distinguish with the black body color paint. We can have black accents at the very bottom, unique grille designs for the lower section, and the darkened chrome in the middle section. And then front rear side parking sensors, 360 surround view camera system, of course, with your active arrow shutters. And then you do get the satin black Hyundai logo and badging on the exterior, just like that of the XRT. Now, coming around to the side profile, of course, this is one of the more controversial elements of the Santa Fe, is its really boxy nature. But the Calligraphy gets the gloss black exterior trim, which wraps around the fenders, the lower door section, and then round to the rear of the vehicle. Looks a little bit more premium than that of the matte black plastic on the lower trim levels, but again, a little bit hard to distinguish with this black body color. But if you like a murdered out look, this is gonna be the Santa Fe for you. Coming to the wheel and tire setup, the 2.5 liter turbo Calligraphys get the 21-inch alloy wheels in a satin black finish. The hybrid Calligraphys get a 20-inch alloy wheel, so just a little bit smaller, a little bit more aerodynamic. But this is going to be wrapped in a 245, 45, 21-inch Pirelli Scorpion MS all-season tire, very similar to that of the 2026 Palisade. You have Santa Fe badging here on the fenders, power folding mirrors, LED turn signal integration, cameras on the bottom, and then gloss black little pillars here for the trim. They are not going to be auto dimming, but do have blind spot detection, heated, and like I said, they are power folding. You have Hyundai Digital Key 2.0 Premium on both of the two front door handles, so you can use Android as well as iOS compatible devices, and then the standard proximity key fob, of course. You have the C-pillar assist handle or the grab handle over there, again, like the XRT. And then up top, you have the satin raised roof rails, dual sunroofs with the front being fully power and does open and retract, with the rear being fixed in place. And then coming out to the rear of the vehicle, you will find LED lighting with a little bit of incandescent reverse lights down below. But you do have the H brake lights and running lights in this section, a secondary set of LED running lights for when the tailgate is open for safety and legal reasons. And then, like I said, the reverse lights are incandescent at the very bottom of the rear fascia. You have a little bit of Calligraphy exclusive trim back here. And then you have the satin matte black Santa Fe and Hyundai logo, rear backup camera, exhaust tip here on the passenger side of the vehicle, and then the H-Track all-wheel drive to signify that this one is indeed all-wheel drive equipped. But outside of that, Pretty much identical in terms of what the Santa Fe has looked like since the 2024 model year here on the exterior with that all new 8-speed automatic transmission underneath the skin. But let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before jumping onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The Calligraphy comes fully loaded with everything that this vehicle has to offer. The only feature being discontinued is the UV-C sterilization compartment in the upper glove box, but outside of that, it is going to be a carryover from that of 2025. The Calligraphy comes with the more advanced driver assist suite with Highway Drive Assist 2 versus Highway Drive Assist 1. You have the 21-inch Calligraphy exclusive wheels, power folding side mirrors, dual pane sunroofs, Nappa interior seating, and the list really goes on. This one does have several additional accessories on it, which brings the total MSRP including destination to $51,775. In case you're wondering, the MPG is identical to that of the dual clutch transmission of the past. So take a look on the inside. Like I said, this one has the new Pecan Brown Nappa on the inside, but a black and a gray interior is going to remain available as well. Starting out here on the door panel, as you can see, the Pecan Brown certainly pops against the black plastics. And overall, I think this is identical in material and color usage to that of the limited trim level. So up top, you have the black soft touch material with accent stitching, a nice brown wood trim that accents the door, as well as the dashboard, silver trim that wraps into the door handle and eventually the dashboard. And then down below, you have the Pecan Brown armrest, accent stitching, power windows, mirrors, and locks with all 4 windows being fully automatic up, down. You have the power folding mirrors, 2-position memory driver seat, door storage, and then the Bose premium audio system. Coming to the driver's seat, fully power with the relaxation function and 4-way power lumbar. There you can see the perforations. You have a little bit of H logos or embossment on the backrest portion, nothing in the headrest. And then coming to the dashboard, you can see a good mix of colors and materials. So here on the inside of the Calligraphy, this is basically going to be a carryover from that of the last 2 model years outside of this new colorway being available with the Calligraphy trim. So in front of the driver, you're going to find dual 12.3-inch screens with the fully digital gauge cluster and infotainment system, which is controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel. As you can see, you have your digital speed readout on the left, tachometer on the right. This vehicle does have the blind spot view monitor using the exterior cameras. You have the driver assist in the middle, and then pressing the button 1 time brings up your trip information, fuel economy. You have sense refueling, tire pressure, all-wheel drive, power distribution, and then pressing it 1 more time, you do have your built-in navigation and guidance. Outside ambient temperature, gear shift, odometer, all the usual stuff. So this is pretty much a carryover once again. Coming back to the steering wheel, you have your forward attention camera for the driver assist and safety systems. And then this is going to be a 2-tone Nappa steering wheel with the brown on the inside, black on the outside, silver trim at the bottom, 4 dots in the middle. And then you have the highway drive assist with smart cruise control, lane follow assist on the left side, audio multimedia on the right side, paddle shifters for the new 8-speed torque converted automatic on the back side, and then automatic headlights, auto high beam assist. This vehicle does support rain sense wipers, and then you have the column mounted gear shift, which is unfortunately not haptic feedback, which is like some of the updated ones that we'll see in the new Palisade, Ioniq 9, and vehicles such as that. To the left of the steering wheel, we have the electronic parking brake, gauge dimming, power trunk, traction control off, manual tilt telescopic steering column, and there you can see some of the nice ambient lighting and the brown wood, which I really do like in this particular interior color. Soft touch dashboard, and we do have the color heads-up display in front of the driver, which does have some programmability and configurability on the infotainment system. Now coming over to that infotainment, it is a 12.3-inch CCNC navigation with built-in navigation, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. You have, of course, all the usual stuff, including the weather, Hyundai Digital Pay, valet mode. You have power seats for the second row that can be controlled on here, as well as the second row heated seats. So that is some advantages of the Calligraphy, are some of these power adjustments you can control from the front of the vehicle. And then basically just the usual stuff there. I do have videos going over this infotainment system in a little bit more detail if you want to know more about that. Down below, 2 AC vents, all physical hard touch controls with the center touchscreen for your heated and ventilated front seats, dual zone automatic climate control, and we have the automatic vehicle hold, drive mode selection, which does have normal, sport, my, drive, and snow. The gauge cluster will change with the drive modes if you have that enabled. 4-wheel drive, center differential lock, engine stop start on off, hill descent control, 360 cameras. This vehicle does support remote smart park assist, and then your parking sensors on and off over there. Coming down here, we have our USB-C data and charge ports, dual wireless chargers with your Hyundai digital keypad on the left side. You can see no UV-C sterilization button because that is no longer on this particular vehicle. Two decent sized cup holders, and then we have the normal proximity key fob with your remote smart park assist on the side. Padded armrest in the brown interior. It opens from the front as well as from the back. Cool feature on the Santa Fe. And then below we have additional storage with a 12-volt outlet. Up top, we have the black suede pillars and headliner. It does have the silver accented Bose tweeter grills. And then we do have grab handles, overhead LED vanity illumination, fully digital rear camera mirror with garage home link. So you can flip that down, it's auto dimming, or has the camera out the back. Blue Link SOS, overhead LED illumination, then your power sunroof and rear shade controls. Usual stuff there for the Santa Fe lineup, not really too big of a deal. So that's gonna be a look here at the front seats. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. So take a look at the second and third rows of the Santa Fe. The good news is most of the materials do follow through from the front. So here on the door panel, all the same soft touch as the first row is gonna be the same, including this upper section and the pecan brown padded armrest. We have manual side sunshades, and then 3-stage heated captain chairs, 2 cup holders, and additional bottle storage down below. Now, speaking of this vehicle, it only comes available with 6 passenger seating or these second row captain chairs. You cannot get the bench second row. If you're looking for the bench, you do have to find a limited with the optional bench seat, because Hyundai now changed the limited to come standard with captain chairs, but have available bench seating. Now, speaking of the captain chairs though, they are gonna be partially powered. So you have the power tilt for the bottom cushion, the power fold for the backrest, and then a manual power release for the slide functionality via this button or a lever underneath the seat. Now, the seats themselves are finished in the same pecan brown. You have the same stitching on the backrest. And then taking a look on the interior, step in height is gonna be very easy given the squared off opening and the ride height of this vehicle. There's a quick look at the front dashboard. And then coming out back, we have USB-C ports on the front seats. We have additional drawer storage down below, mat pockets on both of the front seats, and then there is going to be AC vents on both of the B pillars. Grab handles with LED illumination. There's the second row fixed glass sunroof, which expands behind the second row seats. And they do have the ratcheting armrest, so if you're looking for that feature, it does have that in the Santa Fe and the Palisade. And overall, there's gonna be a lot of interior space behind my seating position. You can see I have 6 or 7 inches of legroom, plenty of headroom up top. And really, if you're looking for a comfortable, spacious road trip vehicle, the second row inside the Santa Fe is gonna be pretty darn roomy. Now, taking a look at the third row of the Santa Fe, this is where it gets a little bit less roomy. So of course you have the partial power seats, as I mentioned. There's a look at the third row seat, which is partially folded up, but stepping inside isn't necessarily the easiest thing, but it's not terrible either. You have a decent amount of room there. But then once you get inside the third row, and of course pull the seat back, for adults in the third row of the Santa Fe, it's gonna be pretty tight back here. The seat is pretty low to the floor, so your legs are kind of in your chest. But you do have AC vents, USB-C charging, more cup holders with the pecan brown accented plastic, decent side windows, so those are actually pretty big, more LED illumination. And then on the passenger side, you do have the 115 volt, 150 watt outlet, rear AC fan controls, no temperature adjustment. And yeah, it's okay in a pinch for smaller individuals or even full-size adults. But again, I would not want to spend much more than maybe an hour back here at a time on those road trips. But if you need a third row in a pinch, the Santa Fe is certainly going to offer that, and you can always leave them folded down for additional cargo capacity. Now, speaking of the cargo space behind the third and the second rows, of course, you get the hands-free smart power liftgate with programmable height. But behind the third rows, it is going to be pretty limiting in the Santa Fe, as you only have about 12, maybe 14 inches at the very bottom, and then that tapers up as you get closer to the top of the seat back. On the left side, you have the 12-volt outlet, the subwoofer for the Bose premium audio system. And on the right side, you have the power release for the second row captain chair, so you can fold those down via the buttons on the right side of the vehicle, which is a very handy feature to have. Now, beneath the floor, you have additional storage. You can stow the cargo cover down here with the 2.5 liter turbo, but not the hybrid, because they relocate the 12-volt battery back here. And then beneath the vehicle, you will find the temporary spare tire mounted just like that, which again is not found in the hybrid, although that might be something you could retrofit if you really did want that feature. But space with the third row seats folded down is going to be quite plentiful, but with the third row up is going to be fairly limiting. Now coming to the passenger front seat, we do have a power seat with no lumbar adjustment, unfortunately, but it does have height adjustment. There's a look at the dashboard and all the unique colors going on there. We do still have the upper glove box. It just no longer contains the sanitation compartment. And then do have an illuminated glove box that does fit the owner's literature and things like that, with an additional small shelf just above it. And yeah, that is going to be a look at the 2026 Santa Fe with this new Pecan Brown on the inside. Now let's go ahead and pop those, see what powers this particular vehicle before wrapping this video up. Now under the hood of every Santa Fe with this 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gas, you're going to find a new 8-speed torque converted automatic transmission that replaces the former 8-speed dual clutch. The engine still puts out the exact same 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, either through the front wheels only or all four wheels when you do select H-Track all-wheel drive. And the good news in terms of fuel economy, it is rated the exact same as that of the 2024 and 2025 models. So there's no loss in fuel economy with this new 8-speed torque converted automatic. And like I said, I do have a side-by-side driving video either posted or coming very shortly on this particular vehicle. And I have to say, I think the 8-speed torque converted automatic is going to be a big improvement to overall drivability and just the overall feel behind the wheel. So that's going to do it here for this full walk around tour on the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy 2.5 Turbo with the new 8-speed automatic and this new Pecan Brown on the interior. If you guys enjoyed this video and are found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out that side-by-side driving impression and review on this new 8-speed automatic. But overall, I think this black exterior with this new Pecan Brown looks fantastic, and that 8-speed is going to make all the difference in terms of drivability and consistency and the feel you get behind the wheel. So I'm really excited to share my thoughts in that video on the two transmissions, and I'm just glad that Hyundai made this change for not only the Santa Fe with the 2.5 turbo, but also the Santa Cruz with the same powertrain. So if you're looking at one of those, either 2024 or 25 and 26, there's going to be a difference in how the two vehicles drive. So make sure you drive them or pay attention to that. And, you know, it might be worth waiting for the 2026 at the end of the day if you want a more traditional feel behind the wheel. But if you like the dual clutch, probably want to pick up one of the last model years while they're still available on dealership lots. But nonetheless, I still think the Santa Fe is a very premium vehicle for right around that $50,000 price point, fully loaded. And in some regards, having experienced the 26 Palisade to the Santa Fe, this has a more interesting interior in the materials that they've used across the door panels, the dash, and I think in some regards it feels more premium, but in other regards it just feels different. The Palisade's very nice, it's very luxurious, drives very nice, but the V6 is just a little bit underwhelming in terms of how it performs, where this 2.5 liter turbo is always ready to go, has plenty of torque on tap, and of course turbo powertrains typically are going to be a little bit quicker accelerating. You guys also let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comment section below. Do you agree, disagree? Are you excited for this new 8-speed automatic? Is there anything else you want to see specifically on the Santa Fe lineup? And I will do my best to do that. And as always, I just appreciate continued support here on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.